today's video, I'm going to be showing you the exact way to set up your Google Ads search campaigns step by step. From what I've seen after managing over $75 million in ad spend is that advertisers are losing money simply because of improper campaign setups. Setting up your Google Ads campaign from the start properly is largely the determining factor whether your campaigns will succeed or fail. So with that being said, let's hop right into it. So I'm in an ad account right now, and all you're going to do is you're going to go to the overview section and you're just going to hit new campaign, or you can dive into the campaigns tab and just hit the plus icon. And then all you're going to do from here, this spot is fairly insignificant. This allows Google to preset settings on your campaigns or recommend certain campaign types that are most likely to achieve your goal. So not a big deal. You can always create a campaign without a guidance. I'm just going to select leads because that is our goal. And then this is going to be the most important thing. Make sure you have your conversion tracking set up. I'm going to be making a separate video on how to set up your conversion tracking accurately, but this is going to be essentially the signal you give Google to tell them what is most valuable to you. So make sure you select which ones are most valuable to you. These are both very, very valuable to us, both leads and then leads that become purchases. So I'm just going to hit continue. And then for us, we're going to be setting up a search campaign. So search campaign is going to be intent-based. This is somebody that is looking for a plumber, flooring products, et cetera, and you're showing them your text ad, right? So this is gonna have a lot of intent baked into it. And so today, we're focusing on a search campaign. And so I'm just gonna hit continue. And then this is really important. Make sure that you are naming your campaign something that makes sense. Organization is very big in Google Ads accounts. And so you wanna make sure at a high level view, you know what the campaign's purpose is and what it is doing. So for me, I'm just gonna type in search because it's a search campaign. And I'm gonna type in, let's just do bamboo flooring because we want to get people to buy our bamboo flooring. And for this particular company, most people buy their bamboo flooring by first becoming a lead. So for us, search bamboo flooring. And then lastly, I like to put where we're actually advertising in. And so for this client, they do sell internationally, but for us, for this campaign, we're going to be focusing on USA in particular. Perfect. Continue. And then all you're going to want to do, it's going to bring you right away to the settings and the build. So we set up essentially what type of campaign we want up here. It's a search campaign. We named the campaign so far. And now we're going to be building the actual bones of the campaign. So from a bidding standpoint, there's a lot that goes into selecting a bid strategy. But for this particular account, they have existing conversion data. And that being said, we can leverage smart bidding already because we have existing conversion data. So for this client, I'm actually just going to target maximize conversion value. We have values set on our conversion action. So TROAS can work really, really well for us. If you do not have existing conversion data in your ad account, what you're going to want to do, and I'll just actually set this up like I would set up a brand new search campaign, is if you have conversion data in your ad account, you can use smart bidding from the start because smart bidding has historical data in your ad account and it'll be used in smart bidding for this new search campaign. If you do not, I always recommend a max clicks or a manual CPC bid strategy. And the reason why is because if you have no existing conversion tracking in your account, Google needs at least 30 conversion actions in 30 days in a 30-day time period for them to effectively be able to use smart bidding. And so that is your maximize conversions, your target ROAS, maximize conversion value, target search impression share, et cetera, et cetera. So make sure that you hit maximize clicks or manual CPC to start if you do not have those. And this is only until you get to that threshold. And then I 100% recommend opting in for smart bidding. Let's just do a max clicks bid strategy to get us some data in the ad account. And let's set a maximum CPC bid limit. And so what this is going to do is this is going to limit Google in terms of how high they can bid for a cost per click for your targeted keyword. So if you've done your keyword research, which 100% recommend you do, you'll know right around the range your competition's willing to pay on a minimum and a maximum scale. And so for us, I know what our range is. It's around $10. So let's just say this is a brand new account. I've done my keyword research and it's $10. And then you're going to scroll down, customer acquisition, optimize campaign for acquiring new customers. This is not really needed for most companies unless you have a very, very high repeat rate. And then still, it's not as needed as most people think. And so for this, we're actually just going to opt out of it for now. If you had a very high repeat rate and you only wanted to focus on new customer acquisition, all you do is you check this and then you'd upload a existing customer list, emails, etc. And then this would essentially exclude those customers who have previously interacted with your business from being able to search and trigger your ad from showing up. But for us, we're going to ignore it. We don't have a very high repeat rate for people buying this bamboo flooring. I'm gonna hit next. Perfect. This is the network side of things. And this is where a lot, probably 85% of the accounts I audit mess up. And it's these two checkboxes, and Google's very sneaky and they will waste your money if you are not paying attention to this. So let's start with Google Search Partner Network recommended. So what this is saying is, hey, can we show our ads on not only Google, but can we show them on Google partner websites, right? Anything within the ecosystem of websites and domains that Google owns, can we send them there as well? Can we impression your ads there? And so this one's not very bad because it's still gonna trigger a search ad, meaning a user has to type in bamboo flooring near me or bamboo flooring for sale for your ad to pop up, but it's not going to be on Google, which is the primary network that we want our ad on. So not awful. I typically leave this off for now, and I just want to maximize my visibility on Google, but this one's kind of a toss up. You can leave it on. It's not really going to hurt you because the intent is still baked in. Now, Google Display Network, this is going to be where you get hurt because your ad is not a text ad on Google Display Network. Everyone has been online and you've been on a website and you see a display ad, let's just say for like a running pair of shoes, and you're reading a blog or something, you see a little display ad on the website or a blog. That's essentially what this is. There is no intent needed to run a display ad. So essentially the search campaign loses its meaning and its purpose and its effectiveness if this is triggered on. This is a very easy way for Google to spend your money and get no results. And so this is the most common thing I see advertisers run. And if I wanted to run a display campaign and a display ad, I would just select display campaign from the start, not a search campaign. So this is where I see a lot of people waste money, is not unselecting this. So just make sure you deselect this. This one you can select. I typically deselect up front because I just want to impression my ads on Google. Perfect. Down to locations. So for us, again, we are targeting the United States, but if you were targeting specific zip codes or just specific states, you can go into advanced search. You can do radius targeting. You can do location targeting. You can also exclude certain regions or locations as well within there in advanced search. For now, we're just targeting the whole United States. And this is the second part of the location settings that most people miss. And so make sure you go down to location options. This is where you're going to show your ads within this location. So you're saying, hey, we want our ads to show in this location. But as you can see, Google presets, and they say it's recommended, you to show your ads to people in the United States, but the logic on it is presence or interest. And so what this means is as long as people are in that location, regularly in, which is good, those two are good, or who've shown interest in your included locations, they'll be able to show. So I can live in India or somewhere in Europe, and as long as I've shown interest, however Google deems that, if I've been looking at vacations in the United States, homes in the United States, I'm potentially able to see that ad as well. Let's just say I only sold in the US and I only want leads from the US, and I live in Europe and I'm triggering your ads simply because this location setting's turned on. That's a big problem. And so simply put, only want to target people in or regularly in your location. Perfect. Languages, I'm just going to select English. That's our sales team only speaks English for the most part. And so we only really want to attract English speaking customers, and also our ads are written in English. Skip audience segments. Again, this would be if you wanted to, couple things here. So for audience segments, I don't particularly find this super meaningful, but for audience segments, you can either target individuals and this essentially is meaning people who are in the home improvement space, but that's what my keywords are doing in the search campaign. So usually this is irrelevant and it's going to limit your campaign. Observation targeting is not a bad idea. I just have not found it crazy helpful. And what observation targeting does is essentially, let's say I were to target this bucket of an in-market audience that Google has and they know is in market for flooring. Essentially, we can target multiple of these. And we're not targeting them, we're just observing them. And so if Google comes back to us and they say, hey, people who are in market for flooring have clicked and become a lead form, then we know that flooring in market audience is a really good audience for us, and we can leverage it on the YouTube network, on display network, and even potentially in cross channel like meta ads as well. So we can target based off of that. I haven't found this be super meaningful for me though. So I usually just clear all and I don't really pay attention to this section. And so going down to keywords, keywords, broad match keywords. This is a preset setting for Google Ads. Since we did not use automated bid strategy, Google is not allowing us to flip this on, but usually this is flipped on. And if this setting is flipped on, what Google does, and I always recommend you flip it off, Google will only allow you to use broad match keywords. You will not ever be able to use exact match keywords in this account or for this campaign in your ad groups, etc. So I usually make sure this is off regardless. So that's good to know that they flip it off if you don't use automated bid strategy, but make sure this is always off because you want to have the freedom to be able to test that in your ad account, regardless if you're using smart bidding or not. Great. Automatically created assets. So this is something that's getting increasingly more popular within the Google Ads interface. And this is essentially the ability for Google Ads, based on your landing page and your keyword intent, the keywords that you're targeting, for them to essentially write your ad copy, generate images for you that you can use within your ads as well. So this is something I'm starting to become more and more of a fan of. As the AI progresses, it's becoming more and more relevant to the keywords I select, and they write decent copy. So for you, if you want total control over what is being written, just select this as off. I'm going to select this as on for now, and I'll just show you what it can do. If you want more control, select off and you can write all your ad copy. Also, you can still write all your ad copy if this is on. You'll have the option to remove the ad copy that they select for you and essentially rewrite it yourself. So just a quick explanation: use my content for my landing page, domain, and ads in a combination with assets I provide, customize assets based on relevance for my keywords. So again, this is going to be generating your ad copy and other things. So hopping into, let's just go to more settings real fast. All this is fine. The only thing I 100% recommend is that you set up URL or UTM parameters. What this is going to do is it's essentially going to allow you, once you start getting an influx of leads, it's going to give you the ability within your CRM to determine that the best quality leads, the leads that are closing at the highest rate, are coming from X campaign. And so it's going to be able to allow you to distinguish the performance between campaigns based on close rate of leads. A lot of us know that we can get a lot of leads in a campaign and they don't close, and so that campaign is not valuable. So UTM parameters give you that extra layer of visibility into what's actually closing and working. So highly recommend that. That'll bleed into future optimizations in terms of how you allocate budget, et cetera, et cetera. Hopping over to, I'm just going to go next. And this is going to be your keyword and asset generation. So this I'm actually going to skip. I do not want to plug my client's URL in here, but I'm going to just skip this for now. This is totally optional. And this is what I was mentioning if you want help creating your ad. So I'm going to just skip this for now, but here's the part where you will be creating your keywords. So I'm at the ad group level now, and an ad group simply means it's where you're going to group keywords together and then where ads are going to exist for those targeted keywords. So for example, for this client, I'll just show you what I'm doing. You can have multiple ad groups in a campaign. And again, an ad group is simply a grouping of keywords that are very similar in nature or theme to each other, where you'll write an ad that's relevant to the group of keywords that you've selected. And so let's go ahead and do, for us, let's just do bamboo flooring. I don't totally recommend it because the keywords are usually a little irrelevant for what it is that you guys offer. But you can enter in your URL or a specific page and it'll pull keywords that are most relevant to that page. I'm not the biggest fan of it because usually if you've done your keyword research, or you know as the business owner or the consumer or the advertiser what keywords are most likely to lead to a lead, since we're not using an automated bid strategy, I'm just going to stick to exact and phrase match keywords. And the reason why, when it comes down to selecting your keywords, you may have a select set, but we all know there's different match types on keywords. And so the match types, all the match types mean is they allow certain amount of variation or looseness on the keyword. So for example, exact match keywords, if I were targeting running shoes, the user would have to type in something very similar to that intent, buy running shoes. It'd have to match that level of intent or something very similar. It couldn't be like pink running shoe or something that's just extremely long tail. It's going to have to be very narrow and straight to the point in terms of what we've targeted. Now, if I'm running broad match or phrase match, they have a lot more variance. So it can be someone looking for even shoe cleaner, something of that nature that can trigger our ad, because Google's deemed that this user has some level of intent for running shoes. And so just make sure when you're actually selecting your keywords that you're very aware of your match types. I'm a big fan of broad match if you have a lot of conversion data in a campaign, but to start, I recommend using exact and phrase. And then as you get data and you kind of maxed out your potential for those given keywords and those match types, then expand to broad match. So for now, I'm just going to target all exact match because I want to control how much variation is coming into the account. So I'm going to type in bamboo flooring. I'm going to do bamboo flooring wholesaler. They have non-toxic. Bamboo flooring is another really good one for this client. I'm gonna stop with those three. I'd probably add as many that are relevant and have a good amount of search traffic and volume on them monthly in the US. But for now, I know these are the main ones. I'm just gonna stop with this for purpose of the length of the video, but let's keep going on. So I'm just gonna target exact for now. I'll probably graduate to phrase and then broad. But for now, let's just target exact. So for me, bamboo flooring works. And then this is essentially where you would create your ad. So I'm creating the ad now. I just plugged the URL in and I am going to come down here. And so it's very important when you're writing the ad, remember the keywords that you targeted. You want the ad to be as relevant to the keywords that you've targeted, because when you search for red shoes, buy red shoes, if you see an ad in a text ad that says pink shoes or pink boots, you're less likely to click on it. So you always want the keywords you're targeting and the ad copy to be very relevant. And then also the landing page you're sending to be very relevant, meaning that the keyword that the user has typed in should match and have very similar keywords or phrases in the ad copy. And then same thing on the landing page. You want it to be an extremely relevant user experience. So for this ad, I'm going to be writing things, of course, about bamboo flooring. I'm going to go a little bit quick on this. I'd probably take my time a little bit more on this and make sure that everything made sense. Google gives you some ideas up above as well. Let's just do bamboo flooring. Let's do best bamboo flooring. They also have this one up here. They know this was a keyword of mine. I'll probably add the brand name in here. Okay. And so you guys get the point. You likely want to make sure you're maxing out your headlines. This is going to give Google the ability to optimize over time for the headline combinations that work best and that get the highest click-through rate and that have the most engagement with the targeted keywords that you have in the ad account. So make sure you fill all that out. Again, same thing with the description. Make sure you're filling those out. I would spend more time on this just for the purpose of the video. I'm just going to go quicker on this. So I would again max out all 4 options. You can add images of your flooring product. And so it'll also preview your ad for you. And then you're going to want to make sure you add your business name. And when you add the business name, what happens is it shows the top part of the ad up here above your ad copy with your logo. And this is just going to allow you to look a lot more credible. Great. And so coming down to site link extensions, I 100% recommend site link extensions. You can see we have a call site link extension. We have our location. We have different inner pages. So free flooring samples, bamboo flooring reviews. These are all going to be things that increase our page real estate whenever our ad shows up. These are different ad extensions that we can add. So 100% recommend you max these out. You can also do more than just the site link extension. So I've mentioned we have a call extension that's set up. You can add prices, structured snippets, which are just different call outs of what your ad or what your product includes. And so we're gonna go past this, but after you create your ad, you're gonna hit next. You can create multiple ads. The biggest thing is make sure that your ad copy is relevant to your keywords that you're targeting. And so the easiest litmus test that I always do and make sure I pass is if I was a user typing in bamboo flooring, or if I was a user typing in my targeted keyword, what would I hope to see that would get me to click? And just operate that way, and you will probably write ads better than 80% of marketers. Go to next, and then this is going to be our budget. So there's not really a perfect answer for your daily set budget. Usually you can set a custom budget. So Google's recommended budget is usually very, very arbitrary, and I do not trust it. I usually want to at least be getting 10 to 20 clicks a day to give myself enough data and to give the algorithm enough data to begin to optimize and find the people that are doing and submitting lead forms, which is what we really want in this ad account. And so if my average cost per click, let's just say it was there, Google's projecting it'll be $10.02 based on the keywords I've selected. So I want to get 10 to 20 clicks. And so I'll probably just go right in the middle. I'm going to go to $150 a day for this particular client. That's going to give me 311 weekly clicks. At a weekly cost, it'll give you these projections based on your spend amount. And so at that amount, obviously you want to make sure that this is appropriate and this budget is realistic for you and you can eat this cost. And if it is, make sure that you just hit next. Okay, great. So the campaign is fully loaded and Google's allowing us to publish it now. So all you do, you'll click publish. So as you can see, I have my campaign that is live that we've just created. It is now in the Google Ads interface. It's probably gonna be published and allowed to show impressions here in the next couple hours after approval. But a couple things I would recommend before you push this live is you actually want to add a couple negative keywords. So let's go to the ad group, and then we're going to go to search keywords. Let's go to negative keywords. It's going to be a little tab by there. And I just added a few. I usually upload a list for all my clients. And what this is going to do is it's going to discourage or prevent any searches from showing up to trigger your ad that are not qualified. Meaning if you are getting a search from a user that's not going to lead to an actual sale, that's completely irrelevant to what you offer, you always want to add negative keywords in there. So for us, I've just added a few to give you some examples. I added Lowe's, Home Depot, and tools. So if someone's looking for bamboo flooring tools or bamboo flooring at Lowe's or Home Depot, this is going to be irrelevant for us. It's not going to lead to anybody actually becoming a sale because they're actually just looking to go into the store, into Lowe's or a local retailer and buy it, or they're looking for tools, which we sell bamboo flooring, not tools. So make sure that you add these. This will allow, or this will prevent your ad from showing if these type of terms are showed up in your ad. So make sure you do this. We typically upload a whole list for all of our clients to have very common keywords that are searched that trigger your ad that lead to nothing. So you're just a waste of money. So make sure that you are continually building upon your negative search keyword list. And that is it. That is everything you need to set up your Google Ads search campaign properly. Hope it was helpful. And if you guys are looking for somebody to run your Google Ads for you or to give you a free advertising audit, please hit the link in the description and I would love to audit things myself for you. Otherwise, to learn Google Ads step-by-step, watch my video up above where I show you step-by-step how to crush Google Ads this year. Please subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you guys.